Hi everyone, this is the part 2 to my part 1 of my hair video, my hair update. I put a picture on Instagram, which I'll show you now, and I asked you guys, what do you want to know about my hair? Since I get so many questions all the time, I thought I'd get you guys to comment on one place and I could go through them. So let me make a start. Now, so firstly, just to about trimming my hair, I trim my hair I get it trimmed every 2 to 3 months. It's always good to get your hair trimmed a little bit more regularly, even if it's not kind of 6 weeks as they suggest, but don't leave it too long, because if you want your hair to grow long, you do need to get regular cuts. In terms of hair masks, I don't use anything specific. However, when I use my conditioner, I try to leave it on for sort of 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes as a minimum, and you know, that does help my hair become a little bit softer. And if I have got time, I do create like a bit of an olive oil treatment and leave it in my hair, and sometimes I even do that overnight, just because I have a very dry scalp, so that helps with that, to moisturize the scalp a little bit, and I do that maybe once a month or so. Second question, I think I pretty much covered this in my hair update video, but from Janie88 asks, have you ever tried a Brazilian blow dry or a keratin treatment in your hair? Yes, I have. I've got a Brazilian blow dry. I can't even say it. I've had a Brazilian blow dry in my hair about 2 or 3 months ago, and I definitely will be getting it again in another 2 or 3 months time. It lasts around 6 months. It's made my hair so much more softer, shinier, frizz-free, less coarse, just smoother, easier to manage, easier to wash, easier to style. I could go on. It's amazing, and I definitely would get it done again. I'm completely swear by it, so if you guys are thinking about it, go for it. I love it. Now, well, the colour I have now is kind of a chocolate brown with a bit of an ash undertone, and the way I've achieved it is by going to my hairdresser regularly and using the colour book, and with her kind of expert advice, we choose colours that have a chocolate brown mixed in with like an ash blonde. So 2 colours mixed, and I'm going to show you on a colour board what I mean. Those 2 colours are mixed together and put on my hair. My hair is naturally black, but I've been dyeing it for years and years, and I've not had black hair in a long time, and that's the kind of colour, this is the kind of colour it creates. We don't use bleach or anything like that. It lifts to this colour. Obviously this bit here is a little bit different. The hint of blonde I have in my hair does have bleach, and then a toner put on to take out the yellow brassiness, just to bring it back down again to a nicer blonde. But yeah, that's how I achieve the colour in my hair right now. Saika79 asks, how about an ombre colour? Well, about 2 years ago I did have ombre in my hair. For some of you who've been following me for a while probably saw my ombre hair video, and I'll put a picture of my ombre hair now. I love that. It was really cool, it was really cutting edge, a little bit more creative. Really enjoyed having that kind of hair, but then, you know, kept it in for a few months and then reverted back to what I'm used to and what I like. So it's always cool trying new things, and I think ombre does look good. I love ombre in, I think it's Kylie Jenner's hair. It looks amazing with her short cut and her ombre look that she's rocking right now. She looks amazing. Well, I asked for long layers, and I asked for a cut, like a round cut at the bottom of at the back on my longest layer. I don't have a blunt sharp cut like that. I actually have it cut in an oval like that. Erin Fryman Ring wants to know on Facebook, has your hair always been so long, and tips and tricks you swear by? My hair has not always been this long. It is years of growing. It kind of got to a mid-length stage, and it took ages to get out that stage and get to the length it's at now. So no, it's not always been very long. I've had shorter hair as well. I've had some hair mistakes. I've had all sorts of hair styles, but it's only been this long for the last kind of couple of years. And in terms of any tips that I swear by, I definitely think that using a good heat protector and serum in your hair for frizzy hair is something that I would definitely do. One of my other tips is, I mentioned in my previous video, is condition before you shampoo. It just helps you to get the shampoo really into your hair, and work it through. This is kind of tips that I swear by for my thick hair. Another tip I would swear by is make sure you get a really powerful hairdryer. Having a powerful hairdryer really helps smooth those cuticles. With just a really weak hairdryer, it takes forever to blow dry your hair, but also your cuticles don't get as smooth as they would with a more powerful one. That's why they're so good at the hairdressers, because it's so powerful and they can really work your hair and get it flat and smooth. So, you know, a powerful hairdryer is really worth a good investment. Next question is from Serendipity03. What colour is your hair in the picture in the far right? Now, the picture she's talking about is this picture where my hair is all styled curly, and the colour that I used here is the Perfect 10 Medium Ash Brown 6.5A, and that is just created a flat all-round brown colour. No need for any bleaching or pre-treatments, anything like that. It's just a flat brown colour, and I guess where I've had previous highlights, it makes it a little bit more multi-dimensional and you can see a little bit more of the different shades. However, that is the Medium Ash Brown by Perfect 10 at 6.5A. I don't think they do it anymore, and I'm not sure I found a comparable hair dye, but if you guys know one, do comment it below because I want to know as well. Lydia Priya asks, is there any advice for people who are suffering from a ridiculous high amount of hair loss? I'm really sorry, Lydia. I'm not 100% sure about hair loss. I've not had this problem. I do lose a lot of hair in the shower and when I'm brushing it and things. However, I do have a lot of hair as well. One of the things I definitely can advise is, you know, just be careful on the amount of heat you put on your hair, because that is causing damage and causing, you know, heat on your scalp. It's not something that's great for your hair. So make sure you are using heat protectant sprays to protect any heat that might be going on them. And that's the only kind of tip I can give you. I'm really sorry I can't help you more with that. I'm just not sure of the right answers. Well, thank you, Adri, for your question. I don't bleach it now. This bit is bleached, but the rest of it is not bleached. However, if you do put bleach in your hair, you do have to put a toner on your hair afterwards. Otherwise, it does go orange and brassy and, you know, everything you don't want. So just be aware of that. If you put dye, if you bleach your hair, you have to use a toner, and the toner you need to use has to have some sort of ash in it. Always look out for the ash, because that will help take out the redness and counterbalance the any orange and brassiness. I hope that helps. Hair dyes come on a lot nowadays, and you're not going to get it super light, but you definitely can go to 2 to 3 shades. If you just want to create a bit more of a lighter effect, I suggest getting a few highlights done, a few blonde highlights throughout the front of your hair, because that way you're avoiding too much damage by just getting a few foils put into the sort of the front section, and then by putting a brown colour all over, you'll get that kind of multi-dimensional look, and the blonder highlights will go a little bit lighter and the rest of it will go maybe just 2 or 3 shades lighter, if you understand what I mean. So it's a great way to create some light parts of lighter brown areas and a little bit of darker brown, but it creates the illusion of having lighter all over, if that makes sense. And my final question is from my lovely, beautiful niece Frizzle, and she's all the way in the States, and she asks, how do you get rid of split ends and rough hair? So the best way to do that is every so often get regular trims. And what I've been doing recently is, because I don't like getting my hair cut very regularly, because obviously it makes it shorter, I just get the teeniest, tiniest bit cut off the ends, like the split ends, maybe ½ an inch or so. It's always good to get your hair cut regularly, because otherwise it does become coarse, and you know, the split ends just go up the hair shaft and it gets worse and worse. So it's always worth going to the hair salon and getting maybe even just ½ an inch. You don't have to have a full-on haircut, just ask for the tiniest, teeniest trim. That way it will keep your hair feeling soft and smooth and not so rough, and the split ends will all be gone. So I hope I've answered your question. If you guys have got any more questions, do comment them below. But otherwise, I really hope that between the 2 videos, all your questions have been answered about my hair colour, my style, the products I use. And and I've not missed anything. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys loads, and thank you so much for subscribing and supporting my channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.